let's dive in now to the overview section for section 4. So far, you have been through 3 other sections. The first one looking at Python as a fundamental programming language. Then we looked at pandas and the application to energy modeling. Section 3, of course, you dove deeper into the pandas library and were introduced to the Building Data Genome 2 project and electrical meter data in general. And now finally we get into section 4. We're going to be diving deeper into data visualization and the operations phase of buildings. So just a little quick overview of what you'll be looking at in the upcoming subsections. The first subsection is the one, of course, that you're looking at now. The next one is all about data visualization fundamentals. And this subsection really covers the 7 lessons that you see here in the Kaggle course focused on data visualization. So we're going to look at an introduction to the Seaborn library, line charts, bar charts, heat maps, scatter plots, looking at ways to visualize distributions, and choosing the right plots types and custom styles. And of course, there is a Kaggle instructor that really designed a lot of this, the courses in this section, Alexis Cook, who designed this section. There is a tutorial at the end focused on putting the skills you learn to work. For each of these tutorials, there is, of course, an exercise that you can check out and do if you'd like to solidify your knowledge a bit more. It says 4 hours to get through this, but if you don't do all of the exercises, it will take much less time, especially if you're just covering the videos in this subsection. The next subsection is data visualization applied. This is really where you dive into the thermal comfort data from the ASHRAE Global Thermal Comfort Database 2. In the third subsection, you'll be diving into some applications of code and pandas and Seaborn as applied to this data set. There's especially one video here which is going to dive into looking at using box plots to visualize data from this data set to understand the different personal and environmental and geographic-based factors and how they influence thermal sensation and the perception of thermal comfort. And so you can use that as a starting point, of course, for the 2 tasks, human and personal factors and geographic location influence of thermal comfort perception. This is just a starting point, however, and so you'll be using that as a way to maybe design your ideas related to visualization or machine learning as applied to this particular data set. And then, of course, last but not least, is a section focused on operations phase, real-world data science tools and applications. This is where we dive into the use of comfort data and subjective feedback data from buildings and why it's interesting and useful. There's, of course, a little cartoon that shows the characters and how they apply coding in their lives with respect to the operations phase. The first part is a discussion board for data visualization and operations phase videos. Another opportunity to leave questions or discussions is also on the discussion board of the data sets that we use. So you can do that as well if you'd like. So like I said, please enjoy this section.